Hello and welcome to the Lacrosse Network's coverage of the SLC Game of the Week. We're here in Del Mar, California, here with Hamilton Pollard. Hamilton, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Samir. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. We're going to watch an SLC matchup today with the University of San Diego taking on the University of Arizona. And we got quite a matchup tonight. We're going to take a look at the pregame team comparison here. Both teams competing in the SLC Division I in the Southern Conference. And, you know, it looks like San Diego has had a pretty tough run against Arizona. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last, I guess, 6 games, you know, they are 1-5 against them. And if you look at some of the previous scores, last year was pretty much, they got beat pretty bad, 18-8. But if you look at the history, though, there have been some close games. And, you know, based on their conference records, I think this might be a pretty good game. Just watching them warm up, it looks like San Diego is here ready to play. Yeah, absolutely. And San Diego, the last time they took down Arizona was in 2010, a score of 9-7. So you're right, we have had some close games here. It's kind of chilly here in San Diego. It is. We've got some cloud cover and the wind coming off the ocean, but I think we're going to have a great game. And you know, the one thing that I look at is when I was looking at the rosters is both teams are pretty young. I think Arizona has only about 5 seniors on the team, and San Diego only 7. So we'll probably see quite a bit of youth today. Absolutely, and with that in mind, let's take a look at the TLN players to watch. On San Diego, we have Blake Ferraro, and that's a kid who's from back east. Yeah, I just talked to the coaches before the game and indicated that he's from West Islip, New York, which is right there on Long Island, one of the central hotbeds of lacrosse in that Mid-Atlantic region. So probably going to see some good things out of him today. And Ferrero with 32 points on the season. And on Arizona, we have William Stanback, the senior, both attackmen. But Stanback with 38 points on the season. I think he's definitely going to be a player to watch. Yeah, I mean, certainly in the goal-scoring category, because if you look at his points overall, he's got 38, 31 of which are goals, 7 of which are assists. So obviously a guy who likes to go to the cage, or at least likes to find time and room to get his hands free to shoot. Yeah, absolutely. And as we're seeing the lineup right now, you know, we have a kind of a historic coach here, Mickey Miles Felton, on Arizona. We actually have him mic'd up. Mickey Miles has been in the MCLA for a number of years. There's actually a trophy named after him in the WCLL. The WCLL Championship Trophy is called the Mickey Miles Felton Trophy. Well, if you certainly look at his style, the guy definitely comes with a little bit of attitude. He's wearing all black with red cowboy boots and a little bit of the hair flowing. But you can tell just from the way that he's interacting with some of the sideline judges and the other coaches, the guy's been around for a long time. Absolutely, and just about to get underway here, our head ref, John Biskowski, and we actually have him mic'd up as well, so we'll be listening to him quite a bit. You know, as we get close to the face-off here, the goalie for San Diego, Nick Lemonnier, I talked to the coaches, as I mentioned, has only played in 3 games as a goalie, so it'll be interesting to see how he reacts to this Arizona team who has put up 160 goals, close to 160 goals so far this season. Absolutely, and there's Bo Frank for San Diego on the face-off, and we'll see who can come up with the first possession. Good scrum. You know, you always want to be able to compete on the ground balls, at least at the 50-50 level. You know, if you can't win the face-off clean, you at least want to be able to compete for the ground ball. And that's an offsides right there. And the ball's going to go San Diego's way. That's Sergio Lopez picking up the ball there. And Hamilton, you know quite a bit of these kids, huh, from coaching out here. You know, I do know a few of the kids on San Diego. You know, Aiden Kennedy, who is a transfer from University of Colorado, who's now playing here as a freshman, played here in San Diego. He is one of the point leaders for the Toreros with close to 40 points. He's got 47 points on the season. 47 points. 40 goals and 7 assists. There you go. I mean, he's averaging close to 4 goals a game, and that's pretty good numbers. Here he is now with the ball, and you can see he's going to be a kid that's going to go to the cage, and he's going to go to the cage hard. The one thing he's going to have to be worried about and be careful with, though, is he has a tendency to have a little bit of tunnel vision. He's got to be able to get rid of that ball when he gets into trouble. And it looks like they've already put, they've already pulled him there with Nolan Baker. Mm-hmm.
And San Diego actually in an open set right now. I think they want to give some room to their stars to dodge. Both Blake Ferraro and Aiden Kennedy, who are both back behind the cage.
That was a good check by Nolan. You know, he freshman versus freshman, so hopefully this will be a good matchup and a good battle all day long.
And that's Zane Kohler right there with the ball. So he's going. It looks like they're giving him a lot of space. Draws a slide.
You know, the one thing that open set does is it spreads out the defense out, and it allows you some good dodging opportunities, because the slides often have to come from the adjacent players, which is not traditional when you think about a 2-3-1 or a 1-4-1 and where slides generally come from, especially when you're dodging from up top. They oftentimes come from the crease. So with no crease, you're forcing your guys to react to situational stuff.
Right there, you see that?
Good dodge.
Great dodge there.
Those are the opportunities that I think, based on the record of both of these two teams, that San Diego is going to have to capitalize on if they're going to stay competitive in this game. But a good possession so far.
And another shot. Quite a bit of shots here for San Diego as Austin Laliberte takes that one. And it looks like they're looking to be real aggressive early. I think that's definitely something they have to do.
You know, I agree. I think that this open set, which is allowing them time and room to get through that first dodge, if that slide's not there, that guy has a lot of time to put his stick in the right and put the ball past the goalie. But we've seen two pretty good shots so far. They just got to be able to finish those and put them in the back of the net.
And here's Blake Ferraro, and he's one of the stars on this San Diego team. He actually has 20 assists on the season. And so you got to look to him to dodge and look to feed.
Absolutely. We want him to be spreading the ball out.
There's Rohan Hundal. Tough feed inside, but they're looking for those cuts. I think this is right there. San Diego has to come up with those 50-50 situations, those ground balls.
Absolutely, especially when they have the ball at their offensive end of the field. I mean, maintaining possession is going to be something that's going to be key to both of these teams, you know, if they're going to become successful and win this game.
And we have Arizona here on the clear. It's going to be the first time we see Arizona's offense as Austin Chapman clears the ball up past the midfield, gets it down to Stanback, gets it over to Johnson.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Stanback with close to with 38 points so far this season, 31 of which are goals. I would look for him to find time and room, get his hands free, get those shots off, and also pull guys to X and then dodge them.
And here's Stanback right now, driving back to X. Working with Brian Haas back there as well, and up top we have Foster Bundy.
A little more conservative of an approach for Arizona than San Diego. It looked to me like San Diego was really pressing towards the cage, although here we go with a dodge with the with number 25, Benny.
San Diego's got the ball back here, and it looks like they want to capitalize on this transition. Looks like they're not going to have too much of a transition opportunity here as Kohler comes back in. Aiden Kennedy.
See, this is where Kennedy's got to be careful. All right, they just played a little bit of defense, just got a good transition. They need to possess. There's Ferraro. Nice shot, low to high, good save by the goalie there.
Absolutely. I think Ferraro could use a little bit more of an angle there, but he's been shooting quite a bit.
A little bit more of an angle, but the goalie was holding his chest there. I think he took one pretty hard right there in the ribs.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, we got Arizona back on the clear. It looks like Arizona, you know, different from USD, is looking to slow the ball down and really work their sets. I think they're looking to find their matchups and exploit the ones they can. San Diego, to me, looks like they're looking to go as much as they can in this first quarter.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a plan by the USD team to sort of, you know, we've got to jump on these guys early and let's see if we can do it, or if it's just a method of how they play all of their offense, which is go, 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 sort of that run and gun feel. Arizona having a tough time on possessing the ball down at their offensive end of the field. That's two pretty much unforced error turnovers.
That was Sergio Lopez, who got the ball back to Aiden Kennedy, who seems to always start with the ball in their offense.
Yeah, and Zach Ashurian, the big defenseman who's covering, very active with his stick. Freshman as well. So Arizona, both these two teams showing some youth, especially in their leaders, or at least their leaders on both the defensive and offensive end of the field with regards to goals scored and guys who they're getting their matchups with.
Zane Kohler with a little bit of a dangerous pass over there, but gets it through, and they're back in this circle set. Zane Kohler. Here's Aiden Kennedy.
Good opportunity for a wing dodge, but again,
this keeper is all over those shots.
Yeah, looking tough. The Arizona goalie looking very tough.
And again, Arizona, another opportunity here on the clear. Big pass over to Standerback. Wow, and what an opportunity Arizona had there. Let's listen into Biz, see what he has to say. Oh, looks like we got a play-on situation.
I'm actually surprised Kennebec didn't turn and take that shot. He was right there on the doorstep and then had a little bit of time and a little bit of room to finish that shot, instead choosing to give it up to the long pole for a quick feed in front of the cage.
I think those long pole goals, though, can give you some serious momentum. I mean, Hamilton, you know, you played long pole. You can probably tell me about some times that you were able to score and give your team some fire.
There was a couple opportunities, but, you know, I realized that my place was on the other end of the field, so I didn't take too many of them, but I had a few.
Austin Pavin's going to bring the ball in from X. Moves it over to Kennedy.
Yeah, Austin Pavin, another San Diego kid, went to the Santa Fe Christian School right here in Del Mar.
Thompson with the ball, checking in for his first touch of the game. Back over to Ferraro, up to Thompson. And I think they need to be exploiting those adjacent slides.
Absolutely.
You know, move it twice, and find that open man on the backside.
Absolutely, and you know, again, we haven't seen. I mean, this is the third or fourth possession for San Diego. Probably not a great shot by Aiden Kennedy there, but at the same time, you know, they are running this open set well. They're hoping to exploit time and room shots. It looks like, and big dodges from up top from their midfield.
There's Braid down to Standerback, who moves it to X, and we haven't seen him dodge yet.
No.
Nice save on the end line there from Arizona.
He carried with some speed there in their first possession, which looked pretty good, but at the same time, no, he hasn't really tested his defenseman at all.
Arizona working out of a 2-3-1 set here. Oh, looks like they're going to lose the ball again. They're having a tough time possessing the ball.
Third unforced error by Arizona, change of possession, which is just not good. I mean, those can be killers.
Thompson starting with the ball here. Swings it down to top to Aiden Kennedy, and Aiden Kennedy's got two on him.
Good ground ball by San Diego there.
There's Kennedy over to Thompson. And Kennedy now has a short pole on him. I think they have to, and they
made the switch there.
A good switch there. It's Laliberte.
That's dangerous, though, to make that switch, especially when you got a guy dodging to the cage, number 9 for San Diego with the ball. We got to make sure we're playing the ball at all times and not giving too much credit to guys to the matchup.
There's Thompson. He moves it down to X to Hundle. Back over to Ferraro, and Ferraro now has the short pole matchup, and they're definitely going to want to go with him.
Absolutely. Good opportunity for him to take the cage.
Ferraro pushing. Looks inside to Hundle, but nothing there. Tries to hockey it in. Got nothing. Looks like we got a whistle here. Let's hear if we can listen into Biz. Looks like he's not calling it. So I think we're going to see our first man up from the San Diego squad. And, you know, they've had so many opportunities. I think it's just a matter of time until one of those falls.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a locked in. It looked like an illegal body check or a high hit. So it looks like we're going to have San Diego up for at least a minute and the penalty will be locked in. So even if they score, they'll have the opportunity to come back and win the faceoff and play man up again.
So they're going to have Ferraro up top. You're going to have to think with the amount of assists he has, he's going to be looking to feed from this man up set.
Absolutely, and watch Aiden Kennedy on the far side. The kid's a good shooter. Look for them to find Ferraro or one of the high wing shots.
And I think you need a little bit better of an angle than that to
maybe get your hands back.
And you know that San Diego is pretty good at moving. And we got another flag down here. San Diego pretty good at moving the ball. Big shot. And I think they have to utilize that. You know, swing the ball around, find that open man on the backside.
Absolutely, and you know, through passes are a killer for any man-down defense. And now that they'll have they'll be down 2 men. Arizona will be down 2 men. They'll have an opportunity to find some of those skip passes and maybe find one of the shots coming from Aiden Kennedy on that wing, or drive and push from X. and maybe find a guy waiting at about 6 to 8 yards.
Let's see if we can.
Let's go, boys. Sticks up.
It's a little loud. Sorry about that, but that was Ref Biz right there, blowing his whistle right into the mic. Big shot again, and Ferraro seems to like that, where he dips his shoulders down and shoots from up top. I mean, he's open.
Looking for that low to high.
Yeah. Back up to Kennedy. Kennedy with a big shot and a goal. First goal of the game for USD and for Aiden Kennedy. A nice low-to-low worm burner goal right there.
Absolutely, and you know, it looked to me in the first couple of shots that San Diego took that they were higher shots, and the goalie was eating them up with his body. You force a goalie to go down to his knees in order to make saves, can be tough. So a good shot by Aiden Kennedy.
Absolutely, and that puts San Diego up 1-0 here in the first quarter. And to remind you, you are watching the SLC Game of the Week on the Lacrosse Network. And you can tweet your questions at us at Lacrosse Network or comment in the YouTube section below, and we'll get to them.
So it looks to me like San Diego will still be man up here.
Absolutely, a big opportunity, and it looks like Arizona probably a little shocked. Oh, Blake Ferraro with a big shot there.
A decent shot, but the same place as Kennedy shot his ball, and the goalie was ready for it.
Arizona on the clear, and they get it. Nick Gizzi. Down to Johnson at the attack. Zach Johnson, another good player here in Arizona. I think they have such a high-powered attack, they have to try and get a long possession here and utilize those guys.
Well, they've been two men down for a minute, and they've had a long. They've given up a goal, and at the same time, the offense hasn't had the chance to possess the ball. So Arizona will need to take a long possession here, give their defense a rest, and see if they can't tie this game up.
And a lot of youth on the field here. There's Foster Bundy, a freshman, with the ball up top. As Arizona's looking to kill off this penalty, it looks like they do. Checking into the game there is Levi Pellegrin. Over to Bren. Back up to Pellegrin. Pellegrin's looking to go down the left alley. Takes a shot.
Good shot. High bouncer there, just missed the cage over the goalie's head.
Strode takes it at X. He's looking inside.
Ted Walter, the big boy from Arizona, looks like he's going to test from behind.
Absolutely, and with that size, might as well. And
absolutely.
There's Bundy up top.
Looks like San Diego's running a zone here.
Arizona moving the ball well. They're looking to feed.
If you're not used to playing against a zone, it can be pretty difficult and pretty tough unless you've got some pretty good outside shooters. Again, another unforced error there by Arizona. See if they can maintain possession.
They do. Arizona maintains possession here. As Strode moves it over to Bundy with a nice feed to Johnson. And a great goal from Arizona. That's Zach Johnson. His first of the day.
Zach Johnson with the lefty fadeaway, scoring after the assist coming from inside. That was some good ball movement there by Arizona. That was a nice goal.
And Arizona ties it up 1-1 here in the first with some great ball movement there.
Yeah, that was really nice. That was a good offensive series, and I think that's exactly what they needed, especially considering some of the unforced errors and the long possession down there by San Diego. Arizona needed that.
And I was most impressed there with Bundy's feed over to Johnson. That was a great look. Here we have on the face-off again, fighting for the ball. So that's Austin Chapman. And there's Baker who comes up with it.
Good job, nice good ride. Good ride by Aiden Kennedy there. Arizona does maintain possession. They're beyond the clear.
Not really.
Shurian looking.
Good look.
There's Johnson.
There's a finish.
Second goal of the game. Zach Johnson from a low angle puts it in the back of the net.
This is one thing I think San Diego will have to be very careful with. The transition situation and getting into a running game or getting into an up and down type of situation here with Arizona. I don't think they want to get into that game. So I think they want to maintain possessions off of the face-off, get good long possessions on offense, and allow their defense time to rest so that when they do come down, they'll be able to play them tight and strong.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see it in the benches. You can see that Arizona has almost close to double the amount of players that San Diego does, so they definitely don't want to get into a running battle with these guys.
Opportunity for possession by San Diego, but a check made. Looks like San Diego will get possession back. I don't know what the call was. I didn't see it.
There's Laliberte who's going to start with the ball.
Looks to me like Arizona left the box early again.
Laliberte over midfield. He finds Aiden Kennedy, who seems to always have the ball in his stick.
He does.
Zane Kohler through the middle.
That's tough.
It's on the ground, and I think that's something that they got to clean up. They got to be dodging. It's not straight to the middle of the field. Arizona on the break here. Down to Stanivek, who passes from his feet. Oh, and a big shot from Strode. Nothing there. Johnson's going to bring it in from X. Pushes the right side.
Arizona playing with a little bit more of a sense of urgency, it seems like, here in the second part of the first half. Good save by the young goalie.
Yeah, it looks like they're looking to test this goalie as much as they can.
I would too. I talked to the coaches before the game, and as I mentioned, this may be his third game starting in the cage, so they're definitely going to want to test him early and often.
There's Bren. Another shot. It hits the pipe. A great take there, though. There's Teddy Walter.
Walter setting up. Good luck.
Again to Bren.
Oh!
Great save. Wow.
Lemonnier making a big save.
What a save from Nick Lemonnier.
You know, there was another good bit of ball movement on Arizona's part right there, and, you know, a good shot. Goalie had to move completely across the cage, but came up with a really nice save.
And I think that might be, a crafty clear there, but that might be the place where we see his inexperience in the goalie position is in the clearing.
You know, Samir, I was going to say just the exact same thing. You know, that's one of the biggest things. You know, making saves is part of it, but clearing the ball is an even bigger part of it. And if Arizona is smart, they will force Lemonnier to bring the ball up the field and make passes.
Yeah, and you'll see that, the Arizona keeper has been able to create quite a bit of transition for them.
Good double, good opportunity.
Thompson. Shot, Hundle gets it back. Down to Ferraro, nice roll inside, looking to feed. Slows it down there. There's Laliberte. Moves it over to Aiden Kennedy. Kennedy's looking to go, he's got a shorty on him. Dodges down the left side and loses it. Arizona picks up the ball, and here's Teddy Walter on the break. Walter down to Johnson. Johnson right back, and a shot and a goal.
You know, we mentioned it in the first part of this game. The transition is going to be something that San Diego is going to have to be very careful of. You know, you mentioned, Samir, that Arizona's got almost twice as many guys, twice as many legs, and I just don't think that this San Diego team wants to get into a track meet.
And we have our first timeout here. And again, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, we do have Coach Mickey Miles. It looks like we don't have our timeout.
No, I don't know what the call was there.
I heard a whistle.
I heard a whistle too, and it seemed like a good opportunity to take a timeout to kind of get everybody settled down.
Because USD has a big opportunity here. I think they just have to cut off those transition opportunities. That's where we've seen Arizona be most dangerous.
Yeah, and it's 3-1 too right here. I guess we got the end of the quarter, but it's 3-1. San Diego, it's a good thing that they're going into the second quarter now. They need to score 1 or 2 goals real quickly to keep this game close and make sure that they stay in it.
And we're going to listen in to the Arizona huddle here. Coach Mickey Miles Felton.
Language here, boys. Hey, fellas, listen to me. Listen. Stop talking. Everybody see what the referee's going to call? Just about everything. They haven't even been in the penalty box yet, right? Oh, yeah. So let's play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Let's get some good pokes in. All they want to do is use the clock. They're trying to use the clock. So move the ball. They want to move the ball around. So get in the guy's hands. And a hard poke, okay? Let's go. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's what I was trying to say. Thanks for your help.
And that was the voice of Mickey Miles Felton, the head coach of the University of Arizona Lax Cats.
The legend, Mickey Miles, with some 2-2-2 call in there.
Yeah. And it sounds like, he's talking about, obviously, his team in the first quarter went down 2 men. And, I think the refs are part of the game. You have to adjust to the refs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's early in my career when I was much younger, I would have been more frustrated with some of the calls that referees make, and obviously, you know, as a player and a coach, you definitely feel the effects of the impact that refs make. But you know, the best thing to do is just understand that that's a part of the game. And you got to make the adjustments. And great players, that's what they do. They make those adjustments.
And great to hear from Mickey Miles there. We're going to try and hear from. We have the ref, John Biskowski, mic'd up as well, so
yes.
we'll try and listen into him. He's always a fun one to listen to.
Well, he's going to be on that side, so any penalties that come in, we'll probably get the call from Biz over there at the box.
Absolutely. So far, what do you think San Diego needs to do to stay in this game?
You know, I think that they need to come out and get a nice possession here. I think they need to score a goal. You know, it is 3-1. If Arizona goes up 4-1, there's a psychological barrier there. You know, a 3-goal lead is a good lead, especially for a team that it looks like, as we saw in the first part of that first quarter, is not afraid to take the air out of the game and settle the ball, set up their offense, and do the things they need to do in order to get good shots and score goals. So I think it's really going to be a test of the San Diego team to see how they react to this 2-goal lead that Arizona has, and whether or not they're able to come down here, get a good possession, and score a goal.
And here we have Andrew Rollins taking on Bo Frank on the face-off X. And it's been a pretty good battle here at the face-off.
It has been. No clear definitive advantage for either team. Although we have seen Arizona playing pretty good on the wings. You know, their poles have been very active in creating ground balls and then picking them up and then creating possessions for Arizona.
Absolutely, and that was Sam Bradley who picked up that ground ball. There's Johnson with the ball. Moves it back down to Strode. Strode at X. There's Stanaback, and we haven't seen much of him yet.
No, not really. One good look off of his knees, but at the same time, you know, I'm wondering when he's going to take the ball out and sort of test his defenseman a little bit more.
Strode pushing up the left side. Nice look inside to Johnson. Johnson shoots and scores.
That was a good handle inside and a good knowledge of where he was with relation to the cage and the other defenseman. You know, making that good turn and coming back and shooting around his defenseman to go up by 3 goals here, 4-1 in the second quarter.
Like you said, you know, there is a little bit of a psychological barrier that it's tough to come back from. But Johnson with a hat trick.
Yeah, you know, the other thing that we have to think about too is that Arizona has scored on 4 unanswered goals. You know, so we've got to see San Diego feel that little bit more sense of urgency, maybe create some opportunity on offense for themselves. And it's going to start right here on the faceoff.
There's Austin Chapman who picks up the ground ball. He's got to clear it. Moves it over to Bradley.
You know, we talked about there was no clear advantage on the face-off X, which is the case, but at the same time, Arizona has won the 50-50 ground ball off of those face-offs. You know, and that's almost as much of a killer as a face-off guy winning the clean and then just picking it up and having your own possession.
Strode looking inside, got nothing. Moves it over to Goldstein. Up top with a shorty, and Goldstein, former attackman, looks like he's running out of the midfield now. Down the left side, nice look.
Under trouble, good check. That's tough. That's going to be I would have thought they would have called that a push, but no call there.
Goldstein, back up top. I think they're going to be wanting to dodge with Goldstein here. Stanaback with a big shot.
Not afraid to shoot the ball from way outside there.
Man, that was a far shot there.
It was. He's got to get a little bit closer. And, you know, I don't think with his size that he shouldn't be afraid to test his defenseman a little bit.
There's Strode turns.
Good save by the goalie, Lemonnier.
San Diego on the clear here. And I think, you know, this might be a little bit tougher. It looks like Arizona is adjusting. Field.
Possibly getting their sea legs being this close to the ocean and out from the desert.
Johnson, great pickup there, hits Stanaback. Stanaback with a big pass over to Goldstein, and we got a whistle. Let's see if we can.
That was a good ride by Arizona.
Not sure what the call was. Did you catch the call there?
I did not. But it looks like it's not a free clear, so it must have been some sort of interference call. Or
Berete trying to clear the ball. Gets over midfield. And You know, I think one thing that you can notice here already in this game is on San Diego, we've seen the same group of kids on offense every possession. And on Arizona, we've seen a rotation here, and that's, you know, already you're seeing the depth.
And that's a comment to the bench, to the depth of each team's bench. And Arizona, you know, clearly has a big.
There's Lala Verte. He moves it over, up top, over to Austin. Aiden Kennedy. Kennedy's got nothing. Kennedy's having a tough time keeping the ball in his stick today.
Yeah, you know, you got to move your feet, especially when you're being played by a long stick.
There's Austin Pavin with a big shot and a save.
The high to high.
Yeah, and that shot's not going to get past the Arizona keeper there.
Good
nice ride there. Kennedy picks it up, and they got an opportunity here. We got a flag down. Kennedy, a lefty rip.
Oh, that's tough. He's got Ferrero on the backside. He draws those two defensemen from Arizona. He moves that ball. Ferrero might have time and room on the doorstep, but nobody around.
Take a listen here to Biz. But he's done talking. We're missing him. He's the one who threw the flag, but we're missing him. So we're going to see take another look at San Diego's man-up unit. And I think they've moved Kennedy up to the top center position, and I think that's a good move.
Yeah, you know,
scored from there last time.
And he's got a good shot. You know, I would let him. I would look for skip passes from down low, either from Ferrero or from Austin Pavin up to Kennedy. Big
and that bouncer just doesn't seem to be going in. Here's Bradley and creating transition here. Arizona moves it over to Stanback, over to Strode. We got another
offsides here.
2, 4, 6. How many you got out on the field here?
That's Biz. We got Biz there.
Look at him, Ferrero. You know, you see those opportunities. Ferrero could have easily moved that ball back to Austin Pavin and maybe had a doorstep, but they are still in the man up, and they want to take their time, set up their offense, and see if they can't get a better look.
There's Ferrero. Looks like he has a 2-on-1 with Austin Pavin down there.
It does. Pavin's got to push that corner a little bit.
Absolutely. And I think that's kind of what Kennedy's looking to have him do there. You can see Ferrero there as well if they work that together. There's Kennedy. They're playing him real far out. And I think they're doing a great job playing aggressive on him.
Yeah, you know, Nolan Baker doing a good job in addition to the other defensemen, Zach Ashori, and, you know, both those guys. Good save.
Huge save there from San Diego.
Uh-oh.
That's, again, where we're seeing the experience. The saves are there, though. He's making the saves.
He is. A little bit of sporadic play there in front of the cage, but San Diego coming up and ready to clear.
It's been an interesting game so far, but we have San Diego on the clear here. That's it's an unforced error, and that's what's killing San Diego right now.
San Diego's got to do a better job of getting their middies involved in the clear. You know, you can't just rely on your poles and your goalie to make those clears.
Nice
They've got to
dodge.
get involved. It's good.
And we got a flag down here. There's Walter. Shot, nice save. There's Strode who picks up the ball. Moves it up top to Bundy, who moves it quickly back over to Walter. Big shot and a goal. That puts up Arizona 5-1 here. And I think, you know, so far I've been most impressed with the play from Foster Bundy, number 1 on Arizona. I think he's impressed me quite a bit. A freshman who comes up and makes very confident decisions in his passing.
Absolutely. You know, and Ted Walter, too, big freshman, number 11. You know, he's been pretty active in the last couple of goals that they've scored. So, you know, again, we talked about the youth of both of these teams, and it seems to me that you know, both these teams have very good-looking futures.
Let's listen in here to the refs, see what they have to say. See if Biz has anything to say.
Just to let you know. But I think that the head coach knows you, knows me.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like it's on the show because it hasn't been.
Good. From the early onset about the time they're on. They just shot the ball.
3 times.
And you have to think that these refs, I mean, Hamilton, what do you think about the new rules in college? I think you have to think that that these refs have to be talking about that 30-second shot clock. What do you think about that?
You know, I like the 30-second shot clock. I think I like the fact that it comes on. The refs have the ability to turn that on instead of just calling the stall. And what happens with the stall last year is teams like Maryland were able to really just take all the air out of the game and pretty much win games by possession. You know, possessions ultimately will win the game, but now with the 30-second shot clock, it creates a sense of urgency. It gives the team another chance, and it forces that offense to either score a goal or you know, the defense to play well, get possession back, and then give their offense an opportunity. And ultimately, that's what you want to see. That's as a fan and as someone who's watching the game, you want to see close games. You know, you want to see good competitive games, and I think that rule specifically adds to the game. You know, there are some other rules that I think have a tendency to take away from the speed and the aggressiveness or the fluidity of the game, but at the same time, I think that shot clock does an okay job. I think it's a good call.
Here again, we're going to see a face-off here with Rollins taking on Frank Bowe.
San Diego.
San Diego just
opportunity there.
Come up to it, and they do come up with the ball. They're going to have to clear this one, running real close to that sideline. Looks like he
stayed in bounds there, but Arizona now with the clear.
There's Felix with the ball.
Big pull. Brendan Felix taking it over. That was a good clear.
Moves it over to Bren. Bren with a nice fake, and he takes it back to X. Looks like he's looking to go. A big dive. Nothing there. It looks like we just saw Stanback with a bit of a hockey.
Yeah, spending a little bit of time on the ground, Stanback, looking for opportunities. But
you have to think that San Diego has put put everything they got on Stanback with the numbers that he has.
I think so.
There's Brandon. There's Bundy at X. Gives it up to Walter, and these two freshmen have been very impressive today.
Yeah, I agree.
Walter up top, he's got a long pole, takes the pick from Bundy, gets knocked down. There's Brent dodging from the wing, a big shot, and a nice save from Lemonnier.
Lemonnier doing a good job, certainly padding his numbers on the save percentage, but we just got to make sure he's able to clear the ball to give his offense an opportunity down there.
You know, even though he is able to clear the ball, move it over to his deep holes, but like you said, that was a pretty good clear there from San Diego, but it's that save and pop it right out to a streaking midi. That's what creates a lot of transition, a lot of opportunities in lacrosse.
Absolutely. You know, we had, you'll see that at the collegiate level and oftentimes at the professional level too, is as soon as a shot is taken, one of those high middies will just take off.
Right.
Because the theory is it's either, going to go out of bounds, it's going to be a goal, or it's going to be a save. And if it's a save, it's a great opportunity to catch the team off guard and get a fast break or some sort of transition play.
I think that's a good point to listen to for all you young guys who are watching. Create transition. We have San Diego back in their open set. Hundle back at X. Here's Ferraro.
Yeah, we haven't seen much more than the 3-3 open. That's a tough pass. Deflection, though.
Yeah, it was a dangerous pass, though, to be passing between the three guys there. I think they have to utilize all the space they can in this open set.
Absolutely, and that's what you want out of an open set. Is you want time and room to dodge. You want to get that. You want to force them to slide from long distances, which will create opportunities with guys streaking up and following that slide. At the same time, though, we gotta move the ball, I think, a little bit lower for San Diego in order to get balls past this goalie.
There's Strode, nice look down to Brandon, nice goal.
Unsettled in transition will kill any team, no matter how good you are. And certainly Arizona is taking those opportunities and putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's why we see a 6-1 game.
6-1 here. The University of Arizona Lax Cats really capitalized on every opportunity they've had here.
They have, and the transition and the unsettled, if the team's going to give you those opportunities, you have to be able to take advantage of them, and Arizona has certainly done that, and that's why they've got 6 unanswered goals.
Rollins went early on the face-off. San Diego with the possession here, and they throw the ball away, and those are the kind of plays that you just can't make.
Well, the unforced errors are going to kill you. I mean, they just are. We talked about them a little bit with in the beginning of the game with Arizona, and it was giving San Diego opportunities. But now that sort of the momentum has swung, and we see some of those unforced errors coming out of San Diego, that's, I think, why we're seeing these goals coming from Arizona.
Okay, whistle blew because there was a loose ball play on Offside, white, blue ball.
All right,
We heard the call there from Ref Biskowski, and I think I'm happy now that we've mic'd him up. I think I'm starting to get it.
Absolutely.
But Arizona got the ball there. Wide open.
You know,
Wide open was Bobby Ecker there, and just I think his eyes got a little big.
Eyes got a little big is right. You know, the defense has got to do a better job for San Diego of sliding. That second slide, that third slide, and then everybody dropping in and sort of helping out on the crease. You know, it doesn't do a team any good if you slide once, but there's nobody on the backside, because the spots that are really going to hurt you are on the crease, and that's generally where the ball ends up if you don't have a second or third slide from that vacated crease.
There's Lalo Berete up top. There's Rowan Hundle. Moves it down to Austin Pavin. San Diego, to start the game, was very aggressive to the cage. Very aggressive,
and they also were throwing the ball and moving the ball very well. You know, San Diego is kind of flopping the ball around a little bit, and that's why they've had some interceptions from by Arizona and some balls that have been knocked down. Got to take better care of the ball, especially if you're given possessions, because the team is giving you face-offs.
Here's Lalo Berete, and it looks like he likes his matchup here. Arizona seems to have figured out how they want to play this open set, though.
Absolutely, and they're doing a good job of it as well. I mean, you know, San Diego is not getting the dodges I think that they would expect to get out of the middies up top, creating those long slides, and then having support or attackmen, you know, following those slides to create opportunities close to the cage. So they're going to have to maybe either make some adjustments or figure out how to dodge a little bit harder and create more opportunities for themselves.
And I've actually been very impressed with Arizona's ability to pressure the pass, pressure the adjacent pass. I think that's caused a lot of turnovers, and you know, now again, Arizona in transition. We have Ben Brain.
You know, and like you said, if a defense is able to anticipate that adjacent pass and get out and put pressure on the hands, it really affects an offense's ability to get into a rhythm.
There's Walter working with Bundy, and here's our two superstar freshmen.
Pretty impressive so far, these two.
Stanovac. Oh!
Big goal, big shot.
Stanovac, you know, that was almost like a no-look shot. I thought he was looking upfield. He turned his body and just kind of bounced that into the top shelf.
Yeah, and you know, that I think is the reason why he's got 32 now goals on the season, is because he's able to plant those feet, get his hands back, and use those legs to power that big, heavy, high bounce shot there into the net.
And Stanovac, that's his first goal of the game. And it comes to put Arizona up 7-1 here.
I mean, San Diego's got to figure out something. You know, and it's not one guy. It's not one spot of the field. It's sort of all over. You know, unfortunately, they're not getting beat on face-offs every single time. You know, there's not one attackman or one midi who's beating his man every time. You know, they're just sort of taking, like we talked about, they're taking advantage of opportunities, and they're scoring goals. And San Diego needs to figure out something to affect that.
Yeah, I thought right there. So we have an illegal procedure call on Strode. Looks like it's going to be a free clear and a man-up opportunity. That's because he didn't give him 5 yards.
I mean, that's a new call, but obviously one that I'm not familiar with. But at the same time, I mean, obviously when given the warning to provide a team that's clearing the ball with 5 yards and you don't do it, you don't heed the referee's warning, they're going to call you on it. So, you know, fair enough. But it'll be interesting to see what San Diego does here. They have to provide some offense here, give their defense a rest, get a little bit of that momentum back, and even give themselves a little bit of a pump. You know, we want to see them make this game competitive, and this possession will be key to that.
And it looks to me, with having Austin Pavin at X, like they have a big rip there. With having Austin Pavin at X there, it seems like they have an opportunity to push from X, draw the defense down, and then feed up top to Blake Ferraro or Aiden Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. And you know, having not seen either of these teams play a whole lot this year, you know, I wonder if the goalie from Arizona, has seen tape on Ferraro, who has shot the ball low to high 3 times, and the goalie has eaten him up all 3 times.
San Diego's going to get another opportunity here. And Kennedy.
Sporadic transition. You know, San Diego's got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, especially in between the restraining lines.
Here we go. It's still man up here. There's Pavin at X, and I think they have to capitalize on this man-up opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, and I agree. I mean, I just do the things that they were doing early in the game. You know, be aggressive, dodge hard, take care of the ball, and look for opportunities. And I think if they do that, they will be successful.
Very impressed with the Arizona keeper who comes up with another save there on Kennedy. Looks like he's been able to stop both Kennedy and Ferraro today.
He's been eating the ball up pretty good. You know, not to not credit him because he has made some good saves, but you know, San Diego's shoot the ball into his body pretty good, and that always makes it a little bit easier on the goalie, not altogether though.
There's Pellegrin who goes inside, shoots the ball, and Lemonnier with another save.
Lemonnier making some saves. Both these two goalies are padding their stats.
There's Zach Johnson who moves it up to Stanaback. Up to
Jake Matnair.
And it looks like San Diego is going to take over possession here.
You know, both teams here in the second part of the second quarter looking a little like they're running around a little bit, you know, kind of making this a track meet. Neither one of them is able to capitalize on opportunities that are presented by the other team. San Diego down with a long stick.
It's Tenorelli who comes inside with a shot and able to back it up is Austin Pavin.
Call that a possession shot.
Possession shot, exactly. Here's Austin Pavin at X. Looks like we have a timeout.
I think that's
San Diego.
I think that's a good call. This time of the game, you know, you give your guys a breather, get the right guys on the field, and allow an opportunity to get a goal, you know, right before the half.
And it seemed like San Diego was much more confident in the beginning of the game. When they were dodging, like we talked about, they were dodging hard, dodging to the Ks, they were taking tons of shots. And I think if they just, you know, cool down a little bit and go back to that, then they're going to have a lot more opportunities.
You know, the great thing about lacrosse is that it is a high-scoring game generally, and that there is always opportunity, no matter what time of the game it is, to get back into a game, especially if you're in the first half. You know, a 7-1 score is daunting if you allow it to be, but at the same time, you know, with consistent play and consistent ability to possess the ball and take good shots, they can get back into this game. You know, goalies are making saves. You know, defense feels comfortable with the guys that they're covering. You know, in general, if you cut out the transition and you cut out the back and forth, you know, you have an opportunity to get into this game, and I think that they can do that. They just have to calm down and play their game the way that they were when we saw them come out of the first whistle.
And Hamilton, you've played, you know, quite a bit of lacrosse in all different levels. Can you tell us about a time where you were a part of a team that had a big comeback?
Well, I can tell you just from my coaching, it's probably, you know, in most recent history, you know, the high school that I coach here in San Diego, we came back from an 11-3 halftime deficit to win a game in double overtime, which was one of the most impressive things that I've seen out of a group of high school kids, especially those that I've had the chance to coach. So to be a part of that was the most recent and probably the most impactful comeback that I've been a part of.
Let's see if San Diego can put a couple in the back of the net here. Right now, it looks like Arizona came out pressuring them.
Yeah, and doing a good job of pressuring both with their long sticks and their short stick D middies.
There's Lowell Berete who goes down the right side and takes a big shot, but again, eaten up by the Arizona keeper. And
Arizona very quick on the clears too. They're not wasting a lot of time. They're getting the ball up and out to their middies and allowing for those transition opportunities and those unsettled opportunities.
There's Gizzy, and we have a timeout here.
Looks like Arizona's going to take a timeout.
Let's see if we can listen into Coach Mickey Miles Felton again.
Let's go, baby. Put it in, huh?
Good job, kids.
Looks to me like maybe that's a...
Go to that time again, please. Thank you.
Maybe an opportunity to get the right guys on the field right here before the end of the first half and see if they can't put another one and make it 8-1.
39 seconds. Do you know 39 seconds? Do you know that? I don't have to say anything? Or you know it for sure now.
I do. Hey, listen up. You guys know he's on the outside.
So as you can hear, 39 seconds left in the half, and it sounds like Coach Mickey Miles Felton is looking to put another one in the back of the net here, make it 8-1.
Yeah, you know, I think two pretty good calls by both coaches. You know, both recognize the time in the game, both recognize that they had opportunities to use those timeouts to their advantage. San Diego obviously didn't capitalize, but it'll be interesting to see what Coach Miles and the rest of the guys have planned here with 39 seconds left in the first half.
Absolutely, and I think you'd have to think that they're going to be going to some of their guys, Zach Johnson, Bundy, who's starting with the ball, and Walter. I think they're going to have to work. This starting offensive unit for Arizona has really impressed me.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. And, so what I would see is them to work this side of the field and drag the defense over and maybe get Standaback an opportunity at about 8 yards with time and room to maybe get another big rip from that spot.
Bundy up to Brent. Bundy moving. It looks like Bundy wants the ball. He dips back into the crease. Here's Strode. Pushes to the left side, finds Johnson.
It's a good look inside, but maybe forced a little bit. So San Diego maybe with an opportunity to clear the ball, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it looks. And that does it here. For our first half of play, you're watching the SLC Game of the Week on the Lacrosse Network. We're actually out here at the Jam by the Sea at a great event here in Del Mar. With our score, the University of Arizona Wildcats leading 7-1. On the University of San Diego Toreros. And what did you think about the first half, Hamilton?
Well, I think we've made a lot of comment about what we think each team needs to do in order to improve themselves. And I think San Diego needs to not worry about who they're playing, but to get back to the basics of who they are and how they're going to play this game. They need to be more aggressive from the midfield, dodging down, allowing opportunity for those long slides to come, which will give Pavin and possibly Ferraro opportunity to get up in and around the crease and look for those feeds. At the same time, they've got to shoot the ball better. Their goalie for Arizona is playing very well. He's making very good saves, and he's getting rid of the ball quickly, which is allowing those transition and those unsettled opportunities for Arizona, which is where they put most of that 7-goal lead or 6-goal lead onto. At the same time, I'm impressed with Arizona. I think they play very unselfish ball. I think they're able to move the ball around. We've obviously seen, a handful of guys making scoring goals and creating opportunity for them. A lot of young players in their freshman core. At the same time, I think that they continue to move the ball out of their defensive end quickly as they have been doing. They're going to continue to get opportunities and possibly put more goals in the back of the net.
Absolutely. And to recap, our only goal from the University of San Diego Toreros coming from Aiden Kennedy. And on the Arizona Wildcats, we had one from Will Standaback, one from Zach Johnson, three from Zach Johnson. He had a first half hat trick, one from Teddy Walter, and one more from Ben Bren. And you see, you got a freshman scoring 3 goals from freshmen in the first half on Arizona.
And you love to see that. You love to see freshmen getting opportunities in games like this. You love to see them scoring goals. At the same time, we talk about freshman Aiden Kennedy, who's leading the Toreros with 40 goals. He's averaging close to 4 goals a game. He needs to do a better job of taking care of the ball and getting opportunities, whether that's finding space in this 3-3 open set for time and room to get good shots, or dodging from spaces where he's got good gaps of space in order to get to the cage and use that hard shot in order to get it past.
And as you can see here on the camera, you'll see a great view of Del Mar, California. That's Ted Bendrick from TVX Video behind the camera. If you like what you're seeing, you can check out tvxvideo.com to find out how you can get some coverage just like this. And here at the half, again, 7-1, Arizona leading San Diego. You're watching the SLC Game of the Week on the Lacrosse Network, and we'll be right back.
Are we kidding me right now? Do you really think that you being on a phone and not listening to me is going to help you? No, sir.
TLN SMS alerts are the best way to stay up to date with the latest videos from the Lacrosse Network. Be the first to know about all of our live games, giveaways, and videos by getting TLN alerts straight to your phone. To sign up, just click the phone icon in the top right corner of our channel and input your mobile phone number. Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for the best in lacrosse content.
Honey, you do
I'm Kyle Harrison. You're watching Free Stuff Friday. That's phenomenal.
Greg from East Coast Eyes.
Greg? What's up, guys? This is Paul Rabel, and you're watching Free Stuff Friday.
Doesn't feel like I'm running on the field, like I gotta get away, get away, get away.
Aloha, Tanner, let's go, John.
Hey, we're USC Women's Lacrosse, and you're watching Free Stuff Friday.
Hi guys, I'm Brody Merrill, and welcome to Free Contest Friday.
That's perfect.
Right? I don't know. That's up there.
That's perfect. It's Free Stuff Friday, but that makes for a much better intro.
And welcome back to the Lacrosse Network's coverage of the SLC Game of the Week. I'm here with Hamilton Pollard.
Yes, sir.
We got a second half of action here. The University of San Diego Toreros taking on the University of Arizona Lax Cats, who lead 7-1 in this game.
They do, and it looks like Arizona, we've got a goalie change. It looks like Tanner Kanago will be replacing Tommy Strock. Tommy Strock had 13 saves in the first half. It's a pretty great game there for him, pretty good half.
Absolutely.
San Diego, Nick Lemonnier coming in with 7 saves. So both goalies having a pretty good outing in that first half of this game.
Absolutely, and we'll have to see how Kanago does here. San Diego, there's Sergio Lopez, comes up with the first possession of the half. And, you know, you're a coach, Hamilton, and my coach always used to say the first 5 minutes of the third quarter are the most important 5 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, and, you know, I even seem to think that first goal is really telling. You know, it really shows shows that first possession, that first goal shows kind of sets a tone and gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen in that second half. It's not always the case, but at the same time, you know, you're right. That first 5 minutes and that first goal are really good indicators.
And here's Kennedy. Kennedy inside, takes the shot, and it's blocked. Ferraro coming up with the ground ball there, and you see Arizona is very aggressive right now.
Very active and very aggressive with their long sticks, yes.
A nice feed inside to Austin Pavin, and he misses it. Another missed opportunity for San Diego. We're going to see Arizona on the clear. There's Bradley with the ball.
You know, again, Arizona doing a very good job of getting the ball out of their end of the defensive end of the field quickly and getting it into the hands of the offense, creating opportunity in transition, unsettled, scoring goals.
A great goal there from Austin Chapman from Bradley. And again, just like you said, Arizona capitalizing on all of their transition opportunities.
Doing a very good job with it. And it all starts with at the defensive end of the field with the clear. If they're able to get the ball out quickly, able to get it into the hands of the offense, you're going to create opportunities.
Absolutely, and I thought San Diego had a golden opportunity right there with Austin Pavin right on the doorstep.
A couple of good looks, even with an active defense coming out of Arizona. You know, San Diego able to create opportunities. It's just a matter of finishing those opportunities that's going to count.
And like we talked about this face-off crew, I've been very impressed with Bradley and Chapman on Arizona for coming up with, coming off the wings and coming up with the ground balls, high percentage of the time.
Agreed, and we saw in the first half a couple of times San Diego looked like they had clear possession of the ball, but that good pressure from that defense, Arizona was able to create a turnover and then take possession.
Here's Kennedy, takes the lefty rip and takes a big hit, and he's down.
That is unfortunate. He just got hit pretty hard, helmet to helmet. You could hear it from here. In a world today where concussions are such a big part of the game, that's the kind of stuff that referees are going to and have to call. At the same time, if you go back to the play, though, that's when Kennedy has got to get rid of that ball when you got Austin Pavin moving up at goal line extended. Unfortunate, though, now that Kennedy is on the ground, especially considering he's one of their big players.
Tough play to see. You always hate to see a player get hit like that. We'll have to see if he's going to be all right. Let's listen into what the refs have to say.
Here's the number. Number 5. You guys got a number on that? No, that's all right. That's all right. Okay.
Looks like Biz is going to go over and make sure he's got the right culprit.
Gentlemen, who had the contact? Was it you? Come on. 4-7.
I don't know. I would have given myself up that easily.
Pretty amazing to see. I think if Biz is coming over to you like that.
Time-serving foul. Player in blue, number 4-7. The call is illegal body check with the contact above the shoulders, violent and deliberate. He'll serve 3 minutes, non-releasable.
Wow, that's a big penalty. But at the same time, as we see in football and we now see in lacrosse, these games that are contact sports, you're going to see a lot more situations where contact like that is going to be heavily penalized to try to prevent those sorts of things. It looks like Aiden Kennedy is up on his own reconnaissance, walking around, hops on the cart for a free ride over to the sideline, and I think the training staff will obviously take a look at it and make sure that there's not a concussion or anything else that's serious going on there.
Absolutely, and as we heard from Biz, that's going to be a 3-minute non-releasable penalty. So San Diego with a big opportunity here, 3 minutes of man up.
Big opportunity. They have to. Well, with Aiden Kennedy being their leading goal scorer for the Toreros, we'll have to see some of these other players and some of these younger guys step up and put maybe a couple of goals in the net here while they've got this opportunity, and it'll be a good test too for Canego, the goalie for Arizona, who hasn't seen a shot yet. 3 minutes here, man down. I would say that San Diego needs to pepper him and shoot the ball off.
And I think I'd like to see the shots come from the wings.
I agree.
I think that's where they can be very efficient there. See San Diego starting with the ball with Austin Pavin down at X. They have 2 behind the cage on this man up. Or 2 down low, sorry. Working out of
what looks like a
3-1-2 umbrella set.
Oh, there's good. Have it.
And they have to come upfield there. That's especially in a set like this, you can work with those 2-on-1s and you can work with skip lanes.
Yeah, and when you're man up, like you said, you've got a little extra room. He's got to take one more step above goal line extended to make that a better shot.
There's Ferraro, and looked like he wanted to step into that one.
Something tells me Ferraro's not afraid to shoot the ball.
They got to come up with this ground ball. They have and they do. Kohler able to come up with the ground ball. Moving at X, and
Arizona doing a good job of resetting their man down.
There's Ferraro with a big rip. And it's not a bad look, but I think he's been shooting a very similar shot every time.
Every time, and missing the cage and hitting the goalie, he's got to maybe change it up a little bit.
Nice. Zane Kohler with a shot, and again, they seem to need to move upfield.
Yes.
While they're shooting. It over to Ferraro. Ferraro looking to feed. And there's a goal from Kohler.
The best thing that could have happened is to score early in this 3-minute penalty. They had I don't know where we are in it, but it looks like they took about a minute there to get that goal. But, definitely a confidence builder and definitely an opportunity to create more opportunities for them to get back in this game.
And Zane Kohler scoring from the wing there. That's his first of the game. Their score now 8-2. University of Arizona still leads.
And still man down.
And is still man down, absolutely. So we're going to see another. If University of San Diego is able to come up with this face-off, which it looks like they are, we're going to see another man-up opportunity.
And Beau Frank doing a good job winning the clamp cleanly and then pushing it to the side that only has a University of San Diego player on it. So an uncontested ground ball is an easy possession for San Diego.
And actually Arizona had switched it up at the face-off. Instead of Rollins, they had Austin Chapman, their defensive midfielder, playing at the X.
To make sure that if they did, in fact, another poor choice on shot from Ferraro.
And Ferraro seems to be having a tough time changing planes with that shot. Even though he's shooting the ball with a low release, it's staying on the same plane.
Yeah, he's I don't know if it's just, again, I haven't seen enough of him play to understand exactly what his style is, but it seems to me that if he's taken 6 or 7 shots, which he's done today, if not more, and they've all been the same shot, that's sort of his style. He's got to make some adjustments.
Zane Kohler with the ball. Moves it down to X, and here's Austin Pavin. And they're man up, have a big opportunity here. Playing very far out on Ferraro. Loses his stick. Ferraro moves it. Another shot from Kohler right into the stick of Canego.
Canego and Strock both are pretty big goalies. They take up a lot of the cage, but, there is still opportunity to shoot around those guys. And San Diego has done a pretty poor job of shooting the ball, hitting the goalie a handful of times.
The ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to see San Diego with another opportunity here. And Hamilton, as a coach, I know you probably appreciate this, but I haven't seen San Diego shoot the ball high to low once.
I have not either. Overhand shots or something. As a defenseman, I don't have a lot of ability to discuss how we should shoot the ball, but from the guys that I've worked with and the kids that I've seen that have been successful, overhand shots high to low, changing plane is going to be what's going to go. You got to make the goalies move.
Somebody down here on the team you coach, Jake Sayal, he has a very powerful overhand shot.
He does. He's got a very powerful. He's a junior. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. Obviously, son of Junior Sayal, and has got the genetics to be a very, very big kid. But Jake can shoot the ball. That's for sure.
Ferraro loses the ball right there. Jake Sayal off to Duke.
Yes.
Which is very exciting to see.
Yes, I've actually had the opportunity to speak with Coach Danowski about Jake, and I know that the Blue Devils are very excited to see him show up on campus.
Bradley
after next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bradley coming in with a full head of steam there. Wasn't picked up, but not able to capitalize. Here's Sergio Lopez.
Yeah, you may see Arizona taking a few more chances and a few more liberties as they work transition and as the Poles bring the ball down the field. They've got to be careful to not get into a situation where they're giving up possessions and leaving Poles at the offensive end of the field. When San Diego, as we've talked about, this is a very easy game to get back into, and an 8-2 lead is a good lead, but at the same time, the game is long. And Arizona's got to be careful.
Another great save from Lemonnier. San Diego moving it up. A nice transition opportunity here. They are still man up. They got numbers. Down to Ferrero. Big shot. And a nice goal from Ferrero. And San Diego cuts the lead to 5.
Very quick stick. It's very difficult for the goalie to react from the center of the field, squared up in the cage, over to that spot when you're shooting the ball that quickly out of your stick.
With Ferrero able to sneak that one by Canego, that's his first goal of the game. And hopefully he's starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah, well, the two guys that we talked about, who we would hear from, Kennedy and Ferrero are the two guys who have put balls in the net for San Diego. And, these guys have got to, if not lift the team up and put them on their back, carry them a little bit. They've got to make the right decisions when they're doing that in order to put this team back in the game.
Aiden Kennedy still out on the sidelines. We'll have to see if we see anything else from him this game.
I'd be surprised based on the contact that was made and where the hit happened, and as careful as teams.
We have something here. A nice goal from San Diego.
Eric Skyhar, a Torrey Pines prodigy, putting the long stick in his hand when he got to the college level, coming down off the faceoff and taking a good lefty shot.
Nice goal from Skyhar, and that cuts the lead to 4 right there.
Got to be careful. Like I said, Arizona had a good lead, but at the same time, there is plenty of opportunity and plenty of time for San Diego to do the right things to put themselves back in this game, and they're certainly doing it, especially in this portion of the game.
So the local product, the hometown kid, scores a goal. Now it's a 4-goal game.
Yeah. Just to get back, I would be surprised based on the hit you saw on Aiden Kennedy if the training staff lets him back in. They're so careful these days, making sure that these young men do not suffer any injuries other than the one, after that hit. And so I'd be surprised if you saw him again unless he clearly passes with flying colors all of the concussion tests they run.
Chapman to Bradley again on that face-off cruise. Johnson down to Strode.
Good ball movement, but a nice piece, I think, that Lemonnier got of that ball, and the ball's on the ground.
Bradley able to pick it up, and we got another flag down. Bradley is a ground ball machine. Nice shot from Strode, nice goal.
Arizona's done a good job of drawing penalties and then scoring goals off of the melee that ensues after the fact. And obviously the flag will be wiped off because the goal was scored, but at the same time, they're showing that under pressure, given a free shot, they can take advantage of it and score a goal.
Absolutely, and right there you saw Strode, just what we were talking about, moving upfield. He was moving upfield as he caught that ball, so improving his angle, turning, and able to just finish that one past Lemonnier. So now 9-4 Lax Cats. They're able to extend that lead back to 5.
Those can be momentum killers too. San Diego was starting to put a couple of goals together. Starting to feel it, starting to get that confidence that they need, playing well in the face-off X, and then Arizona just putting a ball in the net.
And a new matchup there at the face-off X as we see Yeager step in for Arizona. Sergio Lopez trying to get through the double. Not able to, but San Diego still maintains possession. There's Laliberte with a lefty rip. And they're having a tough time bouncing the ball on this field.
Yeah, you know, and that's what you got to do early in your pregame warm-up is if you're a shooter, is really test the field, see how you're going to have to adjust your shots. You know, a lot of these kids, especially Arizona, probably are used to playing on AstroTurf fields. There's not a lot of grass out there in the desert.
Granted, nice save by Lemonnier.
So you really got to, you know, you got to make the adjustments in order to know that your shots that you're going to take are going to go. Good save by Lemonnier.
Strode moves it up to Johnson. Arizona looking to get their starting offensive unit on the field. Big shot. It looks like San Diego defender there. Lynch took that one.
Big Brian Lynch taking a shot there.
Standing
another big shot.
Another one right into Tenerelli.
San Diego doing a good job of helping out their goalie by eating up some shots here.
Here's Foster Bundy, the freshman midfielder. Moves it over to Walter, another freshman midfielder. He's looking to go down that right alley, moves inside, saw something for a second there. Back down the right alley, a big shot. Nice save by Lemonnier. Lemonnier looking to clear, and I think it's, you know, like we've been talking about the entire game, but San Diego, when he makes that save, he's got to get it in and out of his stick.
Absolutely, and you know, at the same time, though, Arizona is doing a really, really nice job of playing and riding between the restraining lines. Another poorly
shot right into the stick of Canego there is Zane Kohler, and looks like we're going to have another man-up opportunity here for San Diego, and they've been, you know, in the second half, they've been pretty successful on the man-up unit.
You know, they had that big 3-minute penalty, which certainly helps allow you to get comfortable in your man-up. You don't feel rushed. You have the ability to create the play that you want to set up, and then take the good shots, knowing that if you do score, you're going to get another opportunity at it potentially if you do well in the face-offs. They need a goal out of this man-up. Oh, Aiden Kennedy is back on the field, so I was wrong. I mean, I guess the hit wasn't as aggressive as I thought, and here he is looking for a little redemption, taking a big high and hard shot from the top key spot.
There's that overhand release that we were talking about.
First time we've seen that.
A little high up there, close to the box, especially for being on man-up, but nice take. Let's see if they can get another look here on the man-up unit. Bradley is quick to go out to Aiden Kennedy. They don't want him shooting.
No, and you know, Arizona's defense looks pretty good. They move very well around the field. You know, they're quick with their feet. They play with good feet. You know, and that's why I think they've had some success when they've been aggressive on ball. You know, it's defense is played with your feet. You know, the stick is just is a bonus.
Try to skip it up to Aiden Kennedy. And that's a tough one from X. Here's Ashurian coming down the field. Got an opportunity. Just not able to pick up the ground ball.
No.
There's Johnson. Picks it up at X, and he's pushing. Big swim move. He's looking up, and he's looking to settle the ball, and it looks like they're all even now. Arizona able to kill that penalty, and Johnson not having too much trouble there. There's Pellegrin. As Arizona looks to sub through the midfield, get the squad that they're looking to have on. This is their second midfield group. Pellegrin, Matinier.
San Diego's got to make a stop here.
He didn't even see it. It's Bobby Ecker who finishes out that second midfield unit. He's going against Rohan Hundal. Down the left side.
Can't hang that stick.
There's Skyhard looking to create some transition. Here's Zane Kohler. If they move it, they got numbers. Sees Ferraro, and a nice save by Canego.
Dropped his hands just a little bit too early. Goalie saw that, fell with him. Yeah, he's got to dip that low and then shoot that ball high, especially if Canego's going to drop that early.
Come on, wake up!
But you see the pulls for San Diego creating transition there.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyhard with a great pass up to Kohler.
Doing a good job of creating opportunities at the defensive end of the field and then coming up with good transition.
Kennedy with a big shot, a nice save by Canego.
Both the goalies from Arizona, not afraid to make some saves. Looking good.
Kennedy able to split the slide there. have an open shot.
You know, like I said, I've seen him play in high school, and he was always a very strong dodger. He just has to be careful that he knows when and where to give the ball up when he draws all that attention.
Lefty shot, nice goal from Kennedy.
A little bit of redemption after that big hit he took at the first part of this third quarter.
Kennedy very smooth with that right to left split and able to place that ball very well.
Yeah, he's got to get high and he's got to dodge north to south, using his body, creating opportunities, step away, and then shoot that ball, which he just did and just showed you how he can do it. If he continues to do that, you know, he's going to have another, 4-goal game.
You know what, I was very impressed there with his, he just went down the left alley. And I think we haven't seen him really do that all day. We've seen him go to the inside of the field.
Yeah.
Down the alley right there. Nice dodge and a nice finish.
Well, coming down the alley, it makes it very difficult for a defense to slide because they have to slide such a far distance. And as a player loses angle, a defense is going to be reluctant to slide because they almost feel like they're sliding laterally as opposed to north-south. And oftentimes can hesitate, giving a guy an opportunity to step away, get his hands free, and take a shot.
There you saw Stanback start with the ball, moves it over to Brent. And here's Bundy. Freshman up top. His first midfield group, led by 2 freshmen. Foster Bundy looking to invert here. He's got a shorty at X, and they have to be thinking this is a good opportunity to feed the ball. Nice feed inside. Skyhar, he seems to be taking a bigger role in the clearing game here, but he can't do it all by himself.
No, he can. He's got to get involved. There's a push. It'll stay white ball. That's a good job for Eric Skyhar there to draw that.
Kennedy, it looks like he's going. Looks like he wants to go to the rack here. Lefty, shot. San Diego able to back it up.
You know, the USD the USD coaches warned me at the beginning of the game that, given a lead by another team, Kennedy does have a tendency to put the blinders on and dodge too much, which can be a detriment. They've got to continue to do the things that they've done to be successful, which is taking opportunities that are created through transition and unsettled, dodging hard, and then moving the ball when the opportunity presents itself so that they can spread the ball around a little bit to each of the players on the offensive end. Good, another push.
Looks like things are getting a little bit chippy there on the Arizona sideline.
It's always tough to end up on your face in front of 30 of the opposing team. There's definitely going to be some talk and some comments made. You just got to remember to keep your cool and remember that you got possession and that you're going to go down here and score a goal.
Here's Andrew Thompson, who's pushing inside, and he gets pushed down. And it's like no call there. Canego on the clear. And it looks like this game is starting to get a little chippy here.
You're going to have to be very careful here. San Diego doesn't want to draw any unnecessary penalties. And at the same time, obviously, Arizona wants to protect their lead. So they're going to have to be very careful to keep their heads. Cooler heads prevail, obviously, always. And they're going to have to be careful here swinging sticks, which obviously they got that
here
penalty.
We go, and it looks like
here comes the shoving match.
Yep. And we got a fight here on the field, and it's like the refs are able to break it down as we listen into Biz.
We got a flag down there, please. Thank you. All right, we got 1 on the original slash. Then we got the player.
We're here.
Get off the field, please.
Biz controlling the situation as he always does.
Flag is down.
There's another flag down.
Looks like Arizona's coaches are going to get a flag called on them.
Let's listen.
We had the original guy with the slash. The player who got slashed retaliated. And then the guy, the original slasher, said original slash is going to get 2. The other guy in blue is getting 1. And now we have unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench.
19 came in late. He threw a plate check.
19 for this team?
Well, then find 1 on this team. Because they had
then it's going to have to be 5 came into the fray.
So we're going to do no 19 and 5? Okay. Or yes, 19 and 5.
Let's do it all. Let's do it all.
You good?
You got
sure
it.
Sounds like we're going to have a one-on-one situation here, possibly,
Okay.
based on the numbers they're talking about.
Got slashed. The original player who got slashed. When you find that out. Who was the guy that got slashed originally, Coach? The player that got slashed.
25.
2-5. Here's what we're going to have. We're going to have multiple fouls here, fellas. Live ball foul. Player in white, number 1. slash. The whistle blew. We then had retaliation, unnecessary roughness, blew 2-5. He serves 1. We had additional unnecessary roughness on 1 white. He now has 2. We then had player, again that number 19 from white, 5 from blue, leave the bench. They'll both serve 1 minute, and then we had a dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench. I need the in-home for blue in for that one. So, blue's gonna have 3 guys, white's gonna have 2. I'll sort the minutes out here at the table.
Wow, and we're gonna see quite the
You're
man
gonna have
down
2
situation.
guys. They're going to have 3.
You know, you always wonder why you like a guy like this, and it's because he's able to manage
Player number 1 will serve 2 minutes. Okay? His first minute is actually the first minute for everybody is going to be non-releasable, just so we know that. And we're at 59. Okay. So he serves 2. Player in white, number 19, serves 1. Okay? His is unsportsmanlike conduct, 1 minute, non-releasable. Okay. Yes, everything will carry over. Okay. The players in blue, let's go by the numbers. Player number 2-5, unnecessary roughness. He serves 1. By rule, it's non-releasable because of the simultaneous factor, or Rule 7-2D. We then have 5 coming off the bench, same as 19. He serves 1, unsportsmanlike conduct. That's non-releasable. We then have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the bench, in which the in-home player number 15 is serving. That's 1 minute. All right? So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. We got it?
And quite a few penalties.
They're all locked in for the first.
Yeah, that was very, very well orchestrated by Biz over there. I mean, talk about weaving a magistry of foul numbers and player numbers and even quoting the rule book line item in 7-2D for those of you at home reading your rule book. You know, but the one thing that they did say that is interesting that we should note is that there is 59 seconds left in this quarter. So any team that maintains possession of the ball, because there are both penalties serving, will have possession without a face-off going into the fourth quarter, which, if you are going to end up being, I think San Diego, who's going to be man down longer than Arizona, is very, very important. They should look to try to maintain possession, ball in the stick, as time elapses at the end of this quarter, and then maintain possession going in without a face-off, you know, without having to give that chance to Arizona to get the ball back. So, you know, we in the teams that I coach try to recognize those situations, and because it obviously creates an opportunity for you to not have to worry about a 50-50 opportunity at the face-off X, especially if you're going to end up playing man down.
And for San Diego here, I mean, this has to look like a drill that they probably run quite a bit in practice. This is a 4-on-3 situation.
Yeah, I mean, an opportunity here for them to, I mean, I would have just basically started, you got to be careful there with possession. I would have started up at the X and just run it straight like a fast break drill.
Absolutely. Here we go, 4-on-3 situation for San Diego. See if they can capitalize. Nice look over there to Kennedy.
You know, the other thing to recognize too is that the original penalty was a penalty on San Diego. So the fact that Arizona now here is 4-on-3, you know, really shows some poor decision making on their bench.
Kennedy with 3 shots here, 3 goals, and I think, I mean, the Arizona team has to know that Kennedy wants to shoot. I think if he pulls up and dishes it, they're going to have a good opportunity.
Yeah, you know, the interesting thing to see here too. Well, I guess Ferraro is in the penalty box. I was going to say he's not on the field, but San Diego obviously going with their 4 best offensive players.
Oh, and a great save from Canego. Kennedy with a well-placed shot, but not able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, Canego doing a good job of dropping to his knees and suffocating that shot.
Pavin,
Pavin.
Another.
He's got to take better time and take better care of that shot. That is a gimme goal. And now Arizona, opportunity to clear the ball.
Wow, another great opportunity. It looks like a timeout call from Arizona. And, I'm not sure what the holdup is here. but I think Arizona called the timeout.
No, I think it's San Diego. Dead ball, timeout. I think that's the only opportunity that they would have to call a timeout. They might want to get a different personnel group on the field in order to ride this ball. Or I'm sorry, ride this clear.
And San Diego with a couple of opportunities there. We saw 4 shots.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You're 4 on 3. You got a lot of room. You can spread the defense out. You want to get at least 4 shots. The unfortunate thing is that you want to be able to take 4 shots that hit the cage and possibly go in. Like you said, Aiden Kennedy, I think getting 3 of those 4 shots and shooting the same ball every time and frankly missing the cage. He's got to do. He's a good shooter. Guy's got 40 goals in the season. He's got to be able to put that ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely, and let's see if we can listen in on the Arizona huddle.
Everything's released.
Except for number 1 in 1 second.
Sorry, Mickey Miles, Coach Mickey Miles Felton actually over by the table trying to sort out what's going on with these penalties. So let's see if
Tell me again.
we have anything.
Everybody's coming out in 1 second.
Except for their number 1?
Correct.
And how much time for a minute?
He has a 1 minute penalty.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Releasable variety, by the way.
Yeah.
So it sounds like everybody is going to be out of the box, but San Diego's actually going to be 1 man down.
Yeah, Ferraro, who they could probably have used on that man-up play there. I think he was the original flash that was made, during the ride. I think they got him called for that. But that's unfortunate because they could have used him down on that man-up set.
And sorry, I don't think that was actually a timeout. I actually think that might have been the end of the quarter.
The end of the quarter, and it looks to me like San Diego, if they did have possession, will maintain possession. So they're going to try to kill a minute penalty here.
Let's see. Still looks like it's 4 on 3 for.
Yeah, with 1 second left in those penalties, if I were them, I would be very careful what I do here. You don't want to end up in a situation with 1 second where they give the ball back to Arizona, who then goes man up for a minute. So I would do my very best to try to kill this minute or this 59-second penalty that's about to be put on them.
And there it's released as you see them coming out of the box. Pavin spinning, and a great save by Canego.
A pretty good play by San Diego. I mean, real good ball movement, a nice shot. Canego, like you said, just in the right place at the right time and made a big save.
And now, as you talked about, nice look by Canego upfield, and they got numbers. Arizona has numbers here. Bradley over to Johnson, over to Stanback, and hits the pipe.
Well, they got to be careful there because the penalty that is on Ferraro is releasable. So if they score quickly, they almost, I guess scoring is scoring, right?
Bradley with a big shot. Oh, a great placement, but doesn't get it past Lemonnier.
Not bad for the long stick.
And it looks like we have a timeout here from Arizona, and probably a wise decision. I think in a situation like this, you really have to sit down and think, okay, what do I want to do here? Because there's a lot of different opportunities.
Well, they've got obviously a 4-goal lead. A 5-goal lead in the fourth quarter becomes even more difficult for San Diego, obviously, to overcome because of the fact that there's time running out in the game. At the same time, they've got their defensive unit on the field. They just did a bit of transition. They got a good couple of shots. Take the timeout, get the right people on the field, set up the offense you want to run, and then score a goal and put San Diego another nail in the coffin, if you will, for the rest of this game.
And Austin Pavin has had a couple of looks and just not able to finish on Canego.
No, and I'm very impressed with both of the Arizona goalies. I think they've both played very well. They have both played with poise, and they've both made quite a few saves. And both obviously understand the importance of getting that ball out of the defensive end of the field as quickly as possible, hitting many times a long stick, streaking up the field, creating those fast break and unsettled situations for their offense.
And how about the goalie for San Diego, Nick Lemonnier? I mean, keeping San Diego in this game right now.
Keeping them in the game with 3 games under his belt as a goalie. You gotta give a kid credit who steps into the collegiate ranks and walks into the goal with no experience and has a game like this. 7 saves in the first half, and obviously a handful more here in the second.
So Arizona man up here with Stanback and Goldstein up top. Walters at X, so an interesting look. They keep their attackmen up top and their midfield at X. Big skip pass there to Johnson. Johnson lets one fly. Nothing there. Here's Walter again pushing for Max.
You know, San Diego makes a stop here and then heads down and scores a goal. This game gets very interesting.
There's Stanback looking for his shot, looking to turn, shoots, and that seems to be his signature shot.
You know, I guess are they even up? I think so. I think that penalty expired. Yep. That's why he was looking to dodge there. You know, great job by the San Diego defense to hold that minute penalty, or 59-second penalty, to be able to get the ball back on offense here, and you know, let's see if we can't make this into a game.
Sergio Lopez.
Ward.
Yeah, Sergio Lopez drops his shoulder and gets called for a ward there. Arizona gets the ball right back, but like you said, San Diego with this fourth quarter, I mean, they have a very big opportunity here. If they put one in, it's a different game.
Absolutely. You know, and at the same time, if Arizona puts a ball in the net here, it just becomes very difficult.
There's Bradley. Bradley's been looking to score the entire game, and he puts one in the back of the net. I don't know how he was left all alone there.
You know, anytime that a long stick midfielder ends up down a goal line extended without anybody covering him, there's some kind of communication failure there on the defensive part. You know, it came from transition, but at the same time, you've got to get down and in, and you've got to match up, and you cannot leave poles wide open at goal line extended. I mean, that's a mental breakdown on the part of the San Diego defense. And Lemonier's got to recognize that, see that guy standing there and be screaming to his defense to match up.
You know, we talked about a couple different parts of playing the role of goalkeeper. One is saves, the other is clearing the ball, but how important is communication?
It is, you know, for the defense in general, and it obviously starts with the goalie, but communication is absolutely as important as anything else.
For all you young goalies out there, you saw right there a good opportunity for the keeper to communicate to his defense. And communication definitely an important factor of playing that position. San Diego's on the clear here and gets it to Lal Berte. Moves it down to Austin Pavin. Let's see if San Diego can put something together here in this fourth quarter. There's Kennedy. Looks like he's more aggressive to dodge right now.
Well, you know, he recognizes where they are in the game and what their timing is. Shot placement is not, or shot choice has not been great by San Diego. They're giving the goalies opportunities to make saves, and with two pretty good, strong goalies, it's a tough thing to do.
You see they're drawing the double early. I think if they can move it, he's not able to handle the ball there. And Arizona with another opportunity here as Baker comes down, gives it to Strode, and looks like he's going to slow it down. But Kennedy creating offense there, you know, swinging the ball up top, but you heard the San Diego sideline yell, you have to change plans.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely it. You know, Canego has been impressive, but if you're shooting it on the same plane into his stick,
makes it easy. It makes it easy for him to be impressive.
Goldstein able to get that back.
Yeah, you heard.
They got to be careful here. I mean, we don't want to see another situation out there between these two teams. It looks like both teams able to keep their composure here.
A hold call there. It could have been either hold or withholding, depending on how you look at it. You know, the San Diego player lying on top of the ball.
And here's Johnson with the ball. He's moving up top.
You know, the other time, too, I mean, San Diego could take a note from Arizona here and be a little bit more aggressive on ball. Obviously, they need possessions, and with the clock ticking, you know, they're going to run out of time if they allow Arizona to have a big, long possession here.
Here's Stanback looking inside to Ecker. Here's Zane Kohler on the clear for San Diego. Kohler coming inside, and nice shot and a goal. A very well-placed shot from Zane Kohler, and that makes it 10-6 here. A 4-goal game. And a nice play there from Zane Kohler on the clear.
Absolutely. Good transition, good way to pick that ball up, go from restraining line to goal line and put the ball in the back of the net. And that's the sort of thing San Diego needs. They need guys like that to step up, you know, take it upon themselves to put this team back in the game. And Zane Kohler did just that.
Just a couple things that we've been talking about. Be aggressive to the cage, change planes, shots on the move.
Looked like he covered all three of those bases there.
He might be listening to the broadcast. And here's Sergio Lopez, defensive midfielder for San Diego, looking to clear the ball. If they put another one in here, they're going to have a very good opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, anytime you get within 3 goals in a game like this where you've got a lot of transition taking place, there's always opportunity created.
There's Austin Pavin pushing the right side. Turns a little early there. Conejo able to take that, sneak that right up. Nolan Baker finds Stanback up top. Stanback down to Strode. He's going to move it back down to X. As you're going to have to think that Arizona wants to take some time off the clock here.
Yeah, you know, if I'm them, I'm making sure that this is a long possession. You know, I'm making sure that they get maybe even a couple of different sets of middies on the field. You know, really eat a lot of this clock. And if they're going to take a shot, they're going to make sure it's a good one. They're going to make sure it's on cage.
Here's Walter. Looks across crease, not able to get the pass across, and very dangerous play from the San Diego defense, almost rolling into the back of the cage there.
It's about the second time we've seen that out of them.
Here's Lemonnier.
You know, but with experience, I think that San Diego will clean up some of the mistakes that they've made at the defensive end of the field. You know, a new goalie in the cage. You know, made good check.
Nice check there from Bradley. It looks like Arizona is going to have another opportunity. Bradley's got a world of speed. Swings it down, tries to hit Stanback, and now Valverde picks up the ball for San Diego. Moves it up to Tom. Dangerous pass to Thompson. Stanback's going to track that one down.
I definitely feel like Arizona has won the game between the restraining lines. You know, whether you want to call it transition, you want to call it unsettled, or you want to call it the 50-50 ground ball, they've done a pretty good job of both running transition and creating opportunities for themselves off those 50-50 ground ball opportunities. So, I mean, they've definitely won the game there.
Stanback, cross crease, another cross crease pass that San Diego is able to pick off, and they have got to clear this ball.
But, you know, again, you know, you think back to what we just talked about with regards to the time in the game, the score, and what the opportunity is here for Arizona. And their opportunity is to possess the ball and kill the clock. And cross crease feeds is not it.
And a timeout there from San Diego as they bring the ball into their box. And I think that coaching staff has to think, you know, there's a big opportunity here to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, take advantage of the timeout, draw something up, put your best guys on the field, and give the players that are going to score the goals and have scored goals for you the best opportunity to do so.
You know, in that open set, I think they can easily clear out a side and have somebody like Zane Kohler, who has 2 goals on the day, dodge down that right alley again.
Yeah.
And put it in that far bottom corner.
Absolutely. You know, you want to make, in that situation, like you said, pull everybody to one side, give a guy the ball, you know, let him dodge, let him beat his man, and force the defense to slide a long way, as we've said before, and follow those slides with the attack in the midfield to create opportunities for maybe 1, 2, or 3 different looks.
You guys are seeing that Arizona huddle right there. Hear what they have to say. I mean, they have to be thinking that they want to kill some clock.
Yeah.
I think that's 100%. Once they get this ball back, they're going to want a long possession.
Well, you'd
finish out this game.
You'd like to have seen that in the last 2 possessions they had, but they've chose to dodge down the side, and instead of moving the ball to X, swinging it to the other side, moving the ball up top, and then maybe re-dodging to do some sort of dummy dodge to make sure they're not getting any sort of stall warning or anything like that. You know, they're trying to force the ball across the face of the goal to the opposite side, and they've got both those shots picked off, or both those passes picked off.
And here we're going to see San Diego with an opportunity to make this a 3-goal game. There's Zane Kohler, who starts with the ball and gets a pick from Valverde. Kohler against Austin Chapman. And it looked like he wanted it on the right side. Pavin.
Good cut by Pavin, but he's got to handle that ball up.
Oh, and Kennedy puts it in the back of the net.
Good garbage goal. We'll take that.
And with that garbage goal, he has a hat trick and cuts the lead to 3. 10-7 here in the 4th quarter. And San Diego has a big opportunity. So you see, I mean, they'll take goals any way they can get them. You saw Zane Kohler go down that right side. I think the coaching staff saw something there, moved it to Blake Ferraro, who looked inside for Austin Pavin. Not able to handle the pass, and Kennedy able to clean it up.
Let's see if Beau Frank can't win this clean like he's done the last couple of times. Looks like Arizona went a little bit early.
Oh, and that's a flag down. That's one of the new rules as well.
I think this might be a conduct.
Well, that's one of the new rules. If you have 3 illegal procedures at the face-off X, it's a 30-second penalty.
Oh, okay. All right.
A new rule in college lacrosse this year that looks like it's going to help out San Diego quite a bit.
Well, I mean, clearly Arizona guy did move first. And, you know, like you said, with that new rule, this gives San Diego an opportunity to put this to a 2-goal game. And these are the situations that you know, you want to be in. You want to be able to have these opportunities, and you want to be able to have.
Oh, and Kennedy from up top, and again, you know, we've talked about it. Every time they've gone on man up, I think they have to find another look. You know, move it to 90.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have rushed that shot. I mean, you do have, I think it's a 30-second penalty, but, you know, at the same time, let's make sure we're making the right.
We got a flag down there on San Diego. It sounded like a hit to the head. So we're going to have 5-on-5 lacrosse here. See if we can hear the call.
Throw it in the alley.
I don't think we're going to get it busy on this side of the field, but, you know, I think it was, like you said, I think it was a slash to the head.
30. Are you done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, again, I think we're going to have 5-on-5 lacrosse action here as both teams man down. So if you're Arizona, what are you doing here? Are you going for the cage, or are you trying to hold the ball?
You know what, honestly, I think that you've got to take a long possession. I think you've got to create an opportunity. I don't think you rush it. I don't think you force the ball into the crease or onto the opposite side through pass. I think if the opportunity presents yourself to score a goal, you score it. I think otherwise you try to kill as much clock as you possibly can, because San Diego hasn't been scoring, rattling off goals. So, you know, they have been taking some time to put the ball in the net, and so with less time on the clock, they may feel more rushed. They may try to force a situation that isn't there and may give you an opportunity to get possession back.
Moving the ball very well is Arizona right now. And as I say it, not able to maintain possession. And that ball stays in. See if Ferraro's
got to get that. Got to get possession here.
Ferraro not able to pick it up. Arizona back with the ball, and they are man up.
That's great hustle out of Zach Ashorian. I mean, he's been all over all day.
Nice goal right there for Brent. Just a high to low, a lot of heat on it there.
He could easily have let that ball go out of bounds, but hustled over here to the sideline to keep it in play. And what comes off of it may very well be the goal that puts San Diego out of this game.
So another goal. That's 2 on the day for Ben Bren, and he's, just ripped that one 5-0.
Yeah, that was a great shot. That was a good high to low shot. You know, not giving the goalie a great opportunity to make a save because the ball was moving at such a high velocity, and frankly, hit at the right spot and skipped into the goal.
Just to let you guys know what's on the Lacrosse Network today, you guys can tune in. A lot of great NLL action for the rest of the evening. And next week, we have the Chapman Panthers taking on the UCSB Gauchos in a top 5 matchup. That's at Chapman. You can tune into that. That's 7 p.m. next Saturday night at Pacific time, right here on the Lacrosse Network. Make sure to stay tuned. That's going to be a great one. That's our rivalry week. And quite a bit of rivalries being played this week even. We had Hopkins taking on Maryland. We had Army-Navy today.
Had some very big scores. Dartmouth beating Princeton in an Ivy League battle in overtime. There was a couple, I think I was watching earlier, there was about 3 or 4 games that went to overtime.
There's Strode at X.
I know Denver won in overtime.
Denver's a fun team to watch. Strode with a shot. There's Pellegrin.
You know, what's interesting to say, considering Bill Tierney, who is probably one of the most conservative coaches defensively and otherwise, but obviously when you're assistant head coach with a guy like Matt Brown, who's a Canadian, who's got a taste for the flair, you certainly are going to have some exciting ball.
big hit there, a flag down. And as Ferraro was looking for Kennedy there. And we're going to see another man-up opportunity. We've seen a lot of penalties in this game.
A lot of penalties in the second half, yeah.
Let's hear what Biz has to say to the table here.
It was a push. It was definitely a clear-cut push. Possession was never lost. It was a clear-cut push. He shoved the guy. Possession was never lost. Was it you? It's 4-3. They're calling flag. Yes, they're calling flag down. Why don't you push back for me, please? Okay, we have player in blue, 2-3, push from behind. He'll serve 30.
So a 30-second push call here, and San Diego is going to have an opportunity. Blake Ferraro with the ball. It's down to Pavin. Big pass up to Kennedy, and Kennedy with the worm burner, but getting caught in this grass, not moving very fast.
You know, the interesting thing to see is when you start looking at stats is yes, you know, Aiden Kennedy has got 40 goals in the season, or 42 goals in the season, in addition to having 3 today, so 43 goals, sorry. But I'd be interested to see what his shot numbers look like, because I'm sure they're pretty high, because he's taken a handful of shots today, and only 3 have fallen.
There's Bundy with Arizona and the Wildcats. Successfully able to kill that off. Here's Bundy wide open. Big rip. Right into the helmet of a San Diego defenseman.
Good job of Riley Snyder taking a shot off his helmet.
Here's Foster Bundy up to Walter, and Arizona still has that first midfield group in. Down to Stanback. To Bundy. There's Walter. There's Ben Brennan. They have to think they want to spread out a little bit and use some clock. There's Zach Johnson, almost able to put the ball in the back of the net.
No!
And the sideline, the fans here not very happy about that call. Quite a bit of Arizona fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, I mean, what better way to get out of that impending Arizona heat? I know it's still, you know, early spring, but at the same time, San Diego's a pretty tough place to beat. It looked to me like that was probably a push into the crease, which I think was probably why you heard the call from the sidelines. But again, Arizona riding hard and getting an opportunity to stay here on offense.
Walter with a nice little hitch move, finds Johnson, and a great save. Off-stick hit.
I mean, Lemonnier may have been playing the wrong position most of his life. That's on there's a flag down, so he draws a good penalty.
And we hear timeout being called. Lemonnier, an amazing save. Off-stick hit. Are you sure this is his third game?
I mean, that's what they're telling me, so I have to imagine that they're not lying to me. But I mean, to watch him make the saves that he's made, you know, struggle a little bit in the clear, but at the same time, he's managing his defense in a way that only can give them confidence. You know, a defense in front of a goalie will play better if they have confidence in that goalie. 3 days into, or 3 games into a career.
And we got Walters with a slash. We're gonna hear Biz at the table.
Time in the game. Thank you. 3:24. 3:24.
3 minutes and 24 seconds left in this game. Still a 4-goal game, though.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, 3 minutes and 27 seconds or whatever, I'm sorry, whatever it was, is enough time if you're able to score goals, win faceoffs. And, you know, I've actually liked the way that that the faceoff guy, Beau Frank, has been playing. He's been winning the clamp easy, and he's been pushing the ball behind pretty much uncontested, which has allowed San Diego opportunities to gain possession. But what they've got to do is they've got to score quickly. You know, 3 minutes or more is enough of enough time to create 4 goals, but at the same time, they have to be able to react, and they have to be able to score goals quickly.
So who do you think they need to go to on this man up?
You know, obviously, with 3 goals in the game, Aiden Kennedy is probably their best shooter. You know, at the same time, Kohler's got 2 goals, but I think I don't know that they come out of situations like this, you know, where he's going to have time and room to shoot. Ferraro, we need to see a little bit more out of him, and I'd like to see him, based on his ability to handle the ball, maybe a little bit closer to the crease, or closer to the goal, maybe inside.
And again, you're going to see Arizona press out very hard on Aiden Kennedy anytime he's even close to catching the ball.
And I would even press out on Kohler because, you know.
Oh, and a nice goal from Kennedy.
And again,
beats Canego.
When the shots are taken and they're good shots, they're that high to low, you know, off hip. He's hitting it, he's hitting the goal, and he's scoring the ball. But at the same time, when he is rushing himself or not taking good shots because he feels like he has to shoot, he's shooting the ball and sort of spraying it all over. He continues to do that. You know, this game becomes 11-11 before the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kennedy there again, right to left, down the left alley. I mean, I would think if you're USD, you might want to run him out of the midfield.
Absolutely.
Let him dodge against the shorty down the left alley and keep doing that.
So Beau Frank again winning the draw, but you know the wing play from Arizona is so much better.
Oh, and San Diego.
So much better than San Diego's been doing. You know, San Diego right there getting good possession, but
There's Kennedy. He wants to go hard to the cage right now. Down the left alley. Another shot. Not there.
Again, you know, we saw it down at the other end of the field. The lefty dodge down the side. He's scoring goals. So why not set him up where he can dodge right, split back to his left, have Kohler cut through, creating that space that he needs, get down the alley, and then take that shot again, you know, and start and keep chipping away at this Arizona lead.
Absolutely. And Kohler here down the left alley. They like this left alley. Takes a shot, bounces over the cage. Here's Austin Pavin. Gives it up to Kennedy. Kennedy got an opportunity here, rolls inside, drops his stick low, shoots and scores! Aiden Kennedy with his 5th goal of the game cuts the lead to 2.
Now we see why those averages are at 3.97. I mean, again, you get that many opportunities to take shots, they're going to fall. And Aiden Kennedy's a good shooter. He's a good dodger. He just has to have the patience early on in the game and to do the things that he's doing now, which is to have good placement and good time and room and shoot the ball when that happens and not feel so rushed.
Aiden Kennedy coming back after an injury in the first half, and
what I would have believed to be a game-ending injury, but at the same time, you know, as you said, he's back in the game, and he's putting his team in a place to be here at the when the final clock or seconds tick off.
This is where Arizona's dangerous in transition, right back to Bren, and they score.
You know, at the same time, though, I feel like San Diego is able to win the draw. If the wing guys can feel the energy and feel the anticipation of this game coming to an end, and can know that they have to have possession, you know, they'll get those possessions, get the ball down to the attack, and then be able to get those good shots out of Kennedy that they've seen in the last couple of minutes.
So a 3-goal game again. Arizona leading 12-9 on San Diego. San Diego playing with a lot more intensity now.
Well, they've got to. Although right there, we can't be lazy. You know, you got to know that as soon as you gain possession, those guys are releasing, and when they do, they're coming after you. So it looks like Arizona's going to have a man-up situation here.
Lemonnier with a save on the doorstep there.
Well, Beau Frank losing the head of his stick, which means he's got to get off the field, which creates a 6-on-5 for Arizona. You know, guy left wide open on the crease, turns and shooting Lemonnier, as we've seen him do much during the earlier parts of this game, eating the ball up into his stick, making good saves.
Keeping this San Diego team in the game, and here's Kennedy pushing hard to the cage, rolls back to his right, back to his left, back to his right, and the ball kind of just dribbles out there.
That's got to be a possession. He's got to pull himself out of that and play better. Better possession offense there, and not just feel like he needs to shoot the ball.
Ben Brand and Coach Mickey Miles looking for a timeout here.
Again, this might be a possession situation where he's trying to get the right guys on the field in order to make sure that he can kill the rest of this clock. You know, put your guys that can handle the ball. Understand that the San Diego team's probably going to throw some pressure at you, and just eat the rest of this clock away and go home with a 12-9 lead.
Do you have a first aid person here?
Let's see if we can listen into the huddle here.
We'll wait for the first aid person.
He's over there by the
Mickey Miles over
talking to a player who looks like he needs a little first aid.
So Yeah, I mean, it looks like San Diego with a lot of opportunities. Aiden Kennedy dodging very hard to the cage. He had 3 guys on him. At that point, you got to have some of your teammates calling out to you, and he's got to move the ball.
Yeah, he's got to recognize that. I mean, he is a freshman, but at the same time, I mean, he's been in a position over the last couple of years to lead and be the go-to guy on his high school team. I've seen him, over the last couple of years, and he's got to understand that even though he's a freshman, he's got to make better decisions, and he's got to pull that out and maintain possession. Because if he maintains possession, he may get another opportunity to shoot the ball. He may get another opportunity to score a goal. But if he just dribbles it away and tries to dodge through too many guys, we end up here with Arizona with a great opportunity to finish this game off.
Here's Arizona with Ben Bryn up top. Sergio Lopez playing defense very far out on him, close to the midfield line.
Pretty good defense, too. I mean, got to be careful that he doesn't draw a penalty here and really give them an opportunity to finish the game.
It looks like this is their kill guy. We used to have this in college. We just had one guy put the ball in his stick, run as hard as he can.
The thing he needs to do, though, is he needs to get the ball behind the cage so that they have the opportunity. Even if they lose possession, at least they force the other team to clear the ball.
Here's Stanaback. And that's the end of the game here. With your score, the University of Arizona Wildcats 12, University of San Diego Toreros 9. And what are your thoughts on the game?
I like what San Diego did at the first part of the game and the end of the game. And we always talk about, you always hear your coaches telling you, give me 4 quarters. Play 4 quarters of ball, please. And if you're able to do that, you're going to end up being there at the end of the game. If you have a gap in the second quarter, the third quarter, or don't put together full 4 quarters, it's going to be tough to compete against a team like Arizona who's got a lot of depth, who's a pretty good coach team, and who, as we saw, plays very good in between the restraining lines. Overall, I was impressed with the goalie play on both sides of the field. Obviously Arizona has got 2 very good goalies that I think that they can ride out because they're both young, freshmen, sophomores. A good game. I mean, I to be honest with you, thought it might be a little bit more lopsided. Looked at the history of the 2 teams, but very happy to be here and very happy to be a part of this broadcast because that was a fun game to watch.
Absolutely, a very fun game to watch, and some hometown kids getting to play.
Absolutely.
Play here in Del Mar at the Jam by the Sea, and a great event. There's another day of the Jam by the Sea, so if you're down in San Diego, close to Del Mar, come by. Some great lacrosse, some great food, great company. I'll be here, so
absolutely.
Make sure to come by. And
I live right up the road, so I'll just come down the hill.
Absolutely. So very impressed with both keepers, Canego and Strzok for Arizona, and Lemonnier coming out of nowhere and making some very big saves.
Sleeper. And I think it's important to note, too, that both these 2 teams are very young. Very few upperclassmen and a lot of youth. And a lot of youth who are in important positions on the field. And that's going to show that this might be a great rivalry in the making.
Every year they play it right here at the Jam by the Sea. We were at the game last year. So make sure to tune in for the rest of the evening. We have a lot of NLL action right here on the Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned all week. And then next weekend, the SLC Game of the Week goes over to Orange County to watch the Chapman Panthers take on the UCSB Gauchos in what has become a big rivalry in the MCLA. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Samir Chaudhry for Hamilton Pollard. We'll see you next time.
Now you're responsible for both of them.
I mean, are we kidding me right now? Do you really think that you being on a phone and not listening to me is going to help you? No, sir.
TLN SMS alerts are the best way to stay up to date with the latest videos from the Lacrosse Network. Be the first to know about all of our live games, giveaways, and videos by getting TLN alerts straight to your phone. To sign up, just click the phone icon in the top right corner of our channel and input your mobile phone number. Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for the best in lacrosse content.
Honey, you do me wrong. I'm Kyle Harrison. You're watching Free Stuff Friday.
That was cool. That's phenomenal.
Greg from East Coast Eyes.
Greg?
What's up, guys? This is Paul Rabel, and you're watching Free Stuff Friday.
Doesn't feel like I'm running and feels like I gotta get away, get away, get away.
Aloha, Tanner, let's go Don. Hey, we're USC Women's Lacrosse, and you're watching Free Stuff Friday.
Hi guys, I'm Brody Merrill, and welcome to Free Contest Friday.
That's perfect.
I wanted to,